Hey guys, so today I'm filming a first impression on the Catrice All Matte Plus Foundation. Catrice is a brand that has been available overseas for a long time, and now they have a contract with Ulta. So Ulta is selling a large amount of their products, but not all of them. But I had heard amazing things about this foundation from It's Kirsten. I'd always wanted to try but never been able to. So I decided that I had to pick this up. In case you're wondering, I have picked up 4 other Catrice products, and in a couple weeks I'm going to have one big review letting you know my thoughts on all of them. So to give you some information about this foundation, this retails for $8.99 on Ulta.com, and it comes in only 5 shades. I'll have them listed down below, and I think that some Ulta stores are going to carry Catrice, very few. You are mostly going to be able to find this brand online. So to read you the claims of this foundation, it says, shine free all day long. The Catrice All Matte Plus Shine Control Makeup controls unwanted shine all day long. Its silky texture is oil free with full coverage to even out skin tones and hide imperfections. Light reflecting pigments ensure a silky matte and flawless finish without a mask-like effect. Pump dispenser, dermatologically tested, and not tested on animals. So all these claims sound really good. I like full coverage, I like oil control, and I like my foundation to last all day. Those are the 3 things that I'm looking for in a foundation. This claims all of them, and we will see if any or all of those claims are true for me. So this foundation does come with a pump, which I really enjoy, and it does have a frosted glass bottle. Frosted bottles are really hard for me to determine my color, but I went with the lightest shade. So hopefully this will be yellow and light enough for me without being too light and make me look washed out. So we will see, and I'm going to be applying that today with my RC Cosmetics Angled Flat Top Kabuki brush. This is a brush I always use for my first impressions of my foundations because it does help give me the fullest coverage. So I'm going to just get started, apply it to one side of my face so we can see the difference. And I pumped out some, and it looks like a great color, not too light, and it looks yellow enough. It really is yellow neutral, but I think it will do. The consistency seems a little bit thick, but I don't personally mind that. A lot of my favorite foundations have a thicker consistency, so I'm just going to dot this all over the one side of my face. And even though it is a little bit of a thicker texture, it doesn't really feel like that on my skin. It seems to be blending just with my finger right now really nicely. So that's good to know in case you are afraid of a thicker formula foundation. So now I'm just going to buff this side into my skin, and I'm actually just pressing it into my skin first to help me get the most coverage. And the color looks nice for me. It actually went on darker than it looks in the bottle, and I think that's because of this frosted glass. It really does mess with what the shade actually looks like. So the color seems pretty good for me, which is awesome. So this is what one layer looks like on half of my face. I do think that it helped even out my skin tone a little bit. It did cover some of my freckles, but I can still see the redness on my cheeks. I also think this is more of a neutral undertone instead of yellow, but I do think that I'll be able to work with it. So I'm going to apply a second layer on this side of my face and see if it is buildable. So now that I have 2 layers on my entire face, I can tell you a couple things. First off, the color is not right for me. It's a little bit too dark, and it has a little bit too much pink to it, but I think if I mix my Hard Candy Glamouflage, I can help create my perfect shade. Also, with 2 layers on my face, this is only medium coverage. I'm not going to apply a third because that's just going to be too much makeup, but I am okay with medium coverage. I would prefer full, but I can work with medium once I apply my concealer and powder and whatnot. It usually turns out okay. So it definitely does not live up to the claim that it's full coverage, so I will have to keep you posted on the claims of oil control and an 18-hour staying power. I will be wearing this for several hours today, so I can let you know that. And So I'm going to be applying concealer under my eyes, and I'm going to set my face with a NYX HD powder, which will not give me any coverage or mattify me. It will really just set my makeup, and I'll be checking in with you guys a couple times throughout the day, and it is 11 o'clock right now, so I will see you in a few hours. Hey guys, I'm back for my first check-in. It is 12:30, so I've been wearing this foundation for an hour and a half, and I wanted to let you know my thoughts now that I got close up in the mirror and I set it with powder. So the color is absolutely too dark for me. Hopefully the Hard Candy Glamouflage can help me out, because there's no way that this is matching. I try to add some bronzer to my neck so it doesn't look too awful, but it's definitely off. I also sat around and ate breakfast for 30 minutes before I set my face with powder, and it was still tacky 30 minutes later, so that doesn't really give me much hopes about the mattifying claim, but we'll see. So those are my thoughts so far. I'm not in love with this foundation, but I don't despise it yet, so hopefully throughout the day it will hold up well against my oil, and I will be back in a couple hours for my next check-in. So I am back for my next check-in. It is 3 p.m. so I've been wearing this foundation for 4 hours, and I am starting to get a bit oily around the sides of my nose and in the center of my forehead. Usually I will wait for one more update before I blot, but I'm afraid that it might be too dark by my next update, so I'm going to do it now, and I'm going to see if it transfers. So I'm going to gently press into the oily areas of my face and see if this will help soak up the oil and if it will transfer or not. So after blotting, this foundation did transfer a little bit, but not enough for it to even bother me or for it to be noteworthy, so the transfer is really not a problem. I do have to say that I think that this oxidized. I already told you it looked a little bit dark for me, but now I feel like it looks several shades too dark for me, which is a bummer. Maybe once I mix it with the Hard Candy, it won't do that anymore. I'll have to let you know, but that is going to be no good for me. I hate when foundations oxidize. I've actually only had a couple foundations oxidize on me. I don't have that very often, so that's a huge bummer. And I was oily after 4 hours, which is pretty standard for me with just about every foundation that I've tried. I was not overly oily, so that's good. I definitely could have waited a little bit longer to blot my face, so I think the oil control is decent on this foundation so far. Not exceptional, but not poor either. Hey guys, I'm back for my next check-in. It is 5 p.m. so I've been wearing this foundation for 6 hours, and as you know, my last update was 2 hours ago, and I did blot my face, and I am shiny again in the same areas around my nose, middle of the forehead, around my eyebrows. So the 3 things that this foundation claimed is that it would be full coverage, last up to 18 hours, and keep you shine free. Out of those claims, I can already tell you, full coverage, not true. This is medium coverage in 2 layers. I'm not going to build it up more than that because my face would just feel heavy and gross. So I know that everybody has their own vision of what full coverage means, but this is absolutely medium coverage. And as far as the oil control claim goes, I don't find it to work for me. Now, this foundation says that it is an oil control foundation. It kept me matte for as long as other foundations that don't have that claim. So I was not impressed with that whatsoever. I was oily after 4 hours. Basically every single foundation I wear, I'm oily after 4 hours. So while it is typical, the fact that this claims to be a oil control foundation, I'm not impressed by that whatsoever. Then the third claim is that it lasts up to 18 hours. Obviously I haven't worn it that long yet. So far it has not broken down, which is great. I am going to have a text post at the end of the night letting you know how it held up, and I'm really hoping that I can doctor up this foundation with my Hard Candy Glamouflage and a different powder to help me have a good color match, to give me a little bit more coverage, and to help keep me matte for longer. So while I don't hate this foundation, I absolutely do not love it. This is just okay. So I'm gonna use it up, not repurchase it. I wouldn't really recommend it if you were looking for a full coverage. I wouldn't really recommend this foundation if you're looking for a full coverage oil control foundation. I don't think it will work for you. If your combination, you might like it, but if you are extremely oily like me, it is not going to live up to your expectations. If you guys have tried out this foundation before, I would love to hear your thoughts in a comment down below. And also, please let me know your favorite full coverage and mattifying long wear foundations. I want to thank you all so much for watching. Please rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.